ready, just give us an opening statement.
Okay. You know, I was really excited for our young ladies to get out there in front of those kids. We always talk to them, present them with the poem, Little Eyes Are Watching. And it was good. It was good for those kids, whether they knew it or not, to see a little adversity and see how our young ladies were able to handle that. There was no panic. They stuck together. I was very proud of them. The first quarter was rough, but our defense held serve. I was proud that when Karis checked in the game, she understood the game plan. We knew that zone would get a little wider with reversal, and Karis was able to read the soft spots in the zone. Once we settled in the second quarter was when our defense was able to settle in. We had some folks that's been carrying us throughout the preseason that the ball just didn't go in tonight, but they were able to turn it on defense in the second quarter, and that's when we kind of separated a little bit. Hats off to Lewis. I know Coach Dunson doesn't have a full roster right now, but he did an excellent job in the first half of Northwestern, so we know that that's a program that historically has been successful, and we know he'll do the same there. Just being able to hold them and their percentages down a little bit, that's why I'm proud of our young people. 17 assists on 25 baskets. Yeah, I'd like some more of those buckets to go down, but I'm proud of the way we shared the ball. Overall, I'm just proud of our young ladies' resiliency.
Yes, once again, talk about the effort that Karis and Janiyah had on the bench for you. 26 points combined for them.
Yeah. When you have a young lady, and both those kids are older and veterans, Karis and Janiyah. Karis hasn't played in almost 3 years, and she's been nipping at the bud to get back healthy and get back, but they let the game come to them. That's the biggest thing. Janiyah moved in space really well. Both of them, Janiyah was on the boards for us, but they took the shots that were there, and both of them, especially Karis, was looking to make that extra pass. Those two can be an X factor for us all year. They stretch the floor and they open it up for our bigs who had some looks. We just got to finish, and we got some time to work on that.
While sticking on the subject of individuals, can you talk a little bit about what Elena did out there? First game as a Saluki, transfer in from Oral Roberts, MVC player to watch.
Yeah.
What did you see from her? I mean, obviously 16 points kind of speaks for itself.
Yeah. I'll kind of embarrass her a little bit, but Elena came up to my office after the first game, and she kept peeking around the corner. And I said, come in here. And she was like, Coach, can I be really, really honest with you? I said, sure. She was like, oh, I'm so glad it's over. And I was like, what? She was like, the first one. She was like, Coach, my stomach was bubbling. I just had nerves. And I told her, I said, look, I hadn't seen you play that frazzled, all year. One of the reasons we wanted her is she's a high efficient player. Forget what her minutes were last year. When we looked at recruiting, was her efficiency when she did get in the games. And that's what you see with her. The game slows down for her. She's able to read what's there, and that's why she takes high percentage shots. She doesn't get the credit she deserves on the other end defensively. She's always in the help spot. She understands the rotations, and that's how she's getting her hands on some balls there. It's what we've come to expect from Elena. So she's just a young lady that's high efficiency for us, and I love the kid.
And then moving back to the team as a whole, you kind of mentioned it in your opening, a bit of a slow start out there. Lewis came out of the first up 15-7.
Yep.
Guys win the second 25-8. You go on a 13-point run in that second quarter. What were kind of the things that you saw change, some of the adjustments that you guys made that led to that success in the second quarter?
Man, we got into the passing lanes. We were a little bit more aggressive with our defensive packages and play calling on defense to kind of rile them up and get them going down spaces where we wanted, where we knew we had help and could double in some spots. And we just cut off what they were doing, which was some straight line drives. We took those away, and just our aggressiveness led to some easy baskets, which we have to have.
And then just to wrap up here, Coach, you got some time before your next game. You're at Purdue Fort Wayne on the 15th. What are these next, week and a half going to look like at practice? Kind of what are you guys going to really hone in from, take away from this game, and kind of tune up before that Purdue Fort Wayne game on the road?
Yeah, definitely just moving forward with our defensive packages, putting in some things we don't have in yet. In individual workouts, free throws for one thing. We're making we're doing a good job of getting there. We just got to knock them down at a higher percentage. But with this many days off, we'll bring in our men's practice squad to get up and down so we can stay fresh with them. It is a chance to get a little bit more healthy with some spots of some folks that didn't play a lot today, just as we're trying to bring them back from that. But overall, we'll get in the film lab and just get ready for the next one.
Sure. All right, thanks, Coach.
Thank you.